10 Myths About Working for Yourself. My article 10 Reasons Why You Shouldn't Work Fast became very popular, so I thought it would be great to write something about the realities of working for yourself. There are so many myths about self-employment, especially among lifelong employees, that it would be a good start to dispel a few of them. I started my first business right after graduating from college, December 1993, and continue to work continuously for myself to this day. The only time I was an employee was in college when I worked as a part-time retail salesman for 6 months. 1. Self-employed people work really hard. Many self-employed people work harder than employees. Some people enjoy their work so much that they want to work longer. Some organize their business in such a way that their physical presence is necessary to generate income. Both paths are a normal choice, if only because you personally decide what and how to organize. Many start their businesses in such a way that they are only paid when they work, such as a lawyer who opens a legal office and bills his clients by the hour. When a lawyer is at home, he does not generate income. But there is no such law that would say that you are obliged to start only such a business that will bring money only during your work. If you start such a business, you are just creating a job for yourself. I prefer to think of working for myself in terms of building systems. You are worth a profitable system that brings you money, a system that you own and control. It's like having a golden hen that brings golden eggs when she works. So longevity is more of an indication of the type of business you've personally chosen. If you don't like to work hard, you certainly don't have to. 2. The only reason to start a business is to sell it. This is a favorite statement of Michael Gerber, author of the E-Myth Revisited and other books in the E-Myth series. Of course, you can always create a business to sell or go public, but you can also create a business to keep it for yourself. In fact, creating a business, leaving it running for a while, and then simply killing it, is absolutely correct. As a self-employed person, you are free to build any business you want. If you want to build a business to sell, do it. If you just want a source of income that doesn't require you to go to work, that's fine too. There is no rule that says that you should create a business as a monument to human greatness. Lots of people enjoy occasional entrepreneurship. They start a business, run it for a while, and then sell it or close it. Then they repeat the process. You can also have multiple businesses at the same time. It may sound convoluted, but if you've had a running business for 10 years or more, it's not hard to repeat the process and spawn another one. Variety can also be fun, as long as you don't overdo it. 3. Working for yourself is much riskier than getting a job. Security is the result of control, and working for yourself gives you much more control than regular work. When you work for yourself, no one can fire or resign. Which is safer, owning your own source of income or renting it? Undoubtedly possession. If you urgently need extra money, it is very difficult to find it when you are an employee. But as an owner in control of all the assets of your businesses, you have the ability to redirect resources to a difficult place. Having control makes a big difference. Employees are the most at risk. You realize how much risk you are in when you hear the unexpected, "We give you permission to act," at the same time that the owners are enjoying the booty from record profits. 4. Working for yourself means putting all your eggs in one basket. Ask yourself, how many people do you have to piss off to turn off your source of income? For employees, usually 1. If your boss fires you, your income is turned off immediately. Fair or not, you lose all sources of income, regardless of the reasons. So this is putting the eggs in one basket. With self-employment, meanwhile, you can easily diversify your income streams, thereby reducing your risk. You have all the necessary leverage for this. Generating various types of income from thousands of clients is much safer than earning a single paycheck. Aaron and I together earn about a dozen different types of income, including direct sales, sales through third parties and distributors, advertising royalties and royalties, income from affiliate programs, consulting, and so on. Even if our greatest source of income immediately dries up, everything will still be fine. 5. Working for yourself is stressful. If you are tense, you are unable to make ends meet, whether you are working somewhere or just yourself. But other things being equal in life and income, I think working for yourself is less stressful because you enjoy more control. Lack of control over your own time and life is stressful. When you have the freedom to say no, you can more easily control your stress. Working for yourself can be very low stress if you choose to make it that way. You can turn your office into a relaxing place to work. You can set your own schedule. If you notice signs of stress, you can take a break to relax. Nobody can force you to do what you don't want to. 6. The customer is always right. If you're self-employed, feel free to get rid of customers who upset you. Some clients simply don't deserve your efforts. Erin and I have interacted with thousands of clients over the past 11 years, and almost all of them have been amazing. But from time to time we have to put aside customers and refuse to do business with these people. We rarely found it possible, but it happened. I can take criticism well, but I lose my temper when the client becomes unbearably rude, tries to offend, or begins to threaten. Some people think that when they act like jerks, any business has to bend over backwards to help them. But my customer service principle is, no courtesy, no service. If you are self-employed, there is no need to do business with those who think they have the privilege of seeing you as trash. If you don't like having such clients, you probably won't like the people who come on their recommendations. On the other hand, you can have fun sending such people to competitors. 7. Working for yourself leads to loneliness. Many workers think they are enjoying a fulfilling social life when all they do is hang out with their coworkers. It's nice at first, but gets boring after a while. On the other hand, I think that a self-employed person recognizes more easily the need for social activity outside of their work. In the end, it may be due to the desire to learn from the same owners of their own businesses. There is no need to be lonely and isolated if you work for yourself, as long as you strive to participate in various social activities. Personally, I like to relax with other self-employed people. Such people are often energetic and active, which I rarely see in employees. There is some kind of internal socialization in regular work, but if you think about it, you will see how limited it is. An employee can be fired for excessive socialization at work. But a self-employed person can socialize freely at any time of the day. Self-employment can be great in the early stages of dating, especially if you're both self-employed. When Erin and I started dating, I often dropped by her house in the morning and we spent half the day together. This allowed our relationship to develop faster, and after 3 months we began to live together. Of course, I didn't work much at the time, but working for myself gave me the freedom and opportunity to put my social life ahead of my work. 8. Self-employed people should do everything themselves. Self-employed people can be responsible for everything they do, but it's usually stupid to do everything on your own. The amount of work will be too large. Erin owns and operates Veg Family magazine, but she doesn't work on publishing the issue herself. She has writers filling out the magazine, as well as a managing editor who oversees the details of each issue. Erin came up with and created the system, but other people support it. You don't even have to come up with your own system, you can just amplify someone else's. I receive ad revenue from this site, however most of the ads are served by Google AdSense. I don't sell ads or work with advertisers, Google does it all. If I sell each banner myself, it will be monstrous, and too much work for me alone. 9. Self-employment is too obscure. Working for yourself can seem confusing because there's a lot to learn in the beginning, such as accounting, taxes, payroll, legal regulations, insurance, and more. It will take time to learn the basics, but most of them are actually not that difficult. Just pick up a good book on the subject and you're off to a great start. I recommend getting a copy of the Small Time Operator book. Don't let the initial learning curve break you down. You only need to learn this once and only for your first business. When you later start a second business, things will go much faster. If you organize everything right, maintaining a running business will no longer seem like a nightmare. 10. You need a lot of money to start a new business. It depends on the business. You can start an online business for very little, starting with buying a domain and hosting, which are very cheap. This is less than $100 needed to close the first year. I spent about $20,000 of personal money on my computer games business in 1994, but I learned my lesson and decided to do it as cheaply as possible. I only spent $9 to register stevepavlina.com and decided that every other expense could come from the profits. I didn't get paid for the first 4 months of work, but after 22 months I'm making about $9,000 a month. I am satisfied with the result, but so far I have not reached distant plans, so it is too early to think about the end. I'm not suggesting that any fool can earn a decent income from working for himself for the price of a movie ticket. Did you notice that this site is called Self-Development for Smart People? We are talking about stevepavlina.com, approximately, per, not is not it? The bottom line is that there is no need to invest your last money in the first business. You must, however, have a thoughtful way of adding value to people. The good thing about online business is that you can create value in a fixed period of time, an article, for example, and technology can deliver that value millions of times over without increasing the cost of that delivery. You invest a small amount of time in the initial value creation, but you get paid for the continued value delivery. The technology does the bulk of the work for you at a cost that is virtually zero, but you get paid for the results, much more than zero. In contrast to self-employed people, workers can't normally get paid for consistently adding value. They receive a fixed fee or one-time commissions, while employers receive rewards indefinitely. Employees are very generous towards their employers. Try it yourself. I hope I have helped debunk some of the most common self-employment myths. These irrational fears have nothing to do with reality. Of course, the only way to truly understand self-employment is to experience self-employment. I've met a lot of self-employed people in my life, but I've never heard from any of them that it was a mistake and they wanted to get a regular job even when their finances weren't very good. Self-employment is a powerful tool for personal growth, and often the best value comes from skills and knowledge along the way. Like many self-employed people, I would rather disown all my businesses than the lessons I learned building them.